In the 12th year of Zhizheng, 1352 AD, Haozhou City. The defender of the city, Guo Zixing, is in his marshal's mansion, thinking hard about countermeasures. Haozhou City has been besieged by the Yuan army for a long time, and it won't last long if it goes on like this. At this moment, the sergeant under his command came to report that he had caught a spy and asked Ling Qi to kill him. If it was the past, Guo Zixing would not have bothered to ask the soldiers to kill him with the Ling Qi. But today, he asked, "How do you know that person is a spy?" The sergeant replied, "This man said he came to join the army. Now that the Yuan army is besieging him, if anyone else comes to join the army, he must be a spy of the Yuan army." Guo Zixing almost laughed out loud and joined the army. The Yuan army is about to enter the city, and there are still people who come to join the army. This excuse is really not clever. He couldn't help being curious and wanted to see this spy. So he rode to the gate of the city, and saw a man with a strange appearance. In today's words, this man's appearance is covered with sky, with a protruding chin. What's even more strange is that his forehead is also protruding forward. The specific shape is probably similar to a unique weapon. Of course this person is our Zhu Chongba. Guo Zixing walked up to Zhu Chongba, asked him to untie him, and asked him, "Are you a spy? What are you doing?" Zhu Chongba replied calmly, "I am not a spy, I am here to join the army." Guo Zixing laughed loudly, "When is it? There are still people coming to join the army, you don't have to quibble, I will pull you out and kill you later." Zhu Chongba just responded, "Oh." Guo Zixing looked into Zhu Chongba's eyes, hoping to see panic. This is one of his usual pleasures. But in this man's eyes, all he sees is calm. Guo Zixing didn't dare to underestimate this person, it was obvious that he was someone who couldn't be intimidated. So he seriously asked about Zhu Chongba's name and origin. When Zhu Chongba said that it was Qianhu Changtang and introduced him, Guo Zixing finally understood that this person really came to join the army. Zhu Chongba impressed him too deeply, so he didn't incorporate Zhu Chongba into Tang He's army, but put him by his side as his own soldier. In the army, Zhu Chongba quickly showed his talent. Compared with other peasant soldiers, he is a very outstanding person. He is not only brave in battle, but also very strategic, calm in dealing with things, farsighted in thinking, and very loyal. He is the first to go when there is danger. With the help of his fellow countryman Tang He was promoted to be the 9-man leader after 2 months as a soldier, which was his first official position. As Guo Zixing's personal commander, Zhu Chongba is very competent. Unlike other soldiers, he never covets money. Every time he gets a spoil of war, he dedicates it to Guo Zixing. At this time, Zhu Chongba changed his name to Zhu Yuanzhang. The so-called zhang is a sharp jade. This Zhu Yuanzhang is actually Zhu Yuanzhang. Zhu Chongba compared himself to a sharp weapon to destroy the Yuan dynasty. For the next 20 years they will all fear the name. In the army, Tang He was a strange person. When Zhu Yuanzhang first joined the army, he already had thousands of households, but he respected Zhu Yuanzhang very much. In the barracks, people can see a strange phenomenon. Tang He, who has a much higher official position, always walks behind the soldier Zhu Yuanzhang, and doesn't care about other people's eyes. We have to admire Tang He's foresight. He knows that Zhu Yuanzhang is far from a thing in the pool. In today's words, he is very practical. I believe it is this advantage that enabled him to survive the subsequent bloody storm. In the army, Zhu Yuanzhang married a wife. Compared with the many concubines later, this wife can be regarded as one of the key factors for Zhu Yuanzhang's success. This girl is Guo Zixing's adoptive daughter. Her father's surname is Ma, a friend of Guo Zixing's. He died later and entrusted this girl to Guo Zixing. The girl's name is unknown, and everyone in the army calls her Ma Girl. In this way, Zhu Yuanzhang became the son-in-law of the marshal, and Guo Zixing had an extra helper. We can imagine Zhu Yuanzhang's happy mood. He finally has a home of his own. He is no longer the Zhu Chongba who no one cares about and asks about. When he is hungry, someone cooks for him. When he is cold, someone sends him clothes. It feels so good to have a home. This feeling has been with him for many years. At this time, Zhu Yuanzhang had been promoted to the general manager of the army. This position was roughly equivalent to the office director of the rebel army. He did a good job. For some people who like to be greedy for the public and make reimbursements indiscriminately, Zhu Yuanzhang is principled. Because he is strict with himself, everyone has nothing to say. If he continues like this, he may become an excellent financial manager. But the heavens will not allow him to live comfortably, and in the near future, he will face even greater troubles. The main problem is Guo Zixing's status. He is not a farmer, but a landlord. At that time, besides Guo Zixing, the commander in Haozhou, there were 4 other people, led by Sun Dea, and these 4 people were all farmers. There was a deep conflict between them and Guo Zixing. Soon, the conflict broke out. One day Guo Zixing was shopping in Haozhou city, and was suddenly kidnapped by a group of unknown people. These people seemed to have no interest in asking for rewards, so they beat Guo Zixing to death, and then put him in confinement. When Zhu Yuanzhang got the news, he was shocked, and immediately rushed to Sun Dea's house to ask for someone. Sun Dea pretended to be stupid at first, with a surprised expression on his face, and wanted to go out to find Guo Zixing, and said some words such as being at peace with the kidnapper, which fully demonstrated the acting skills of an amateur actor. Zhu Yuanzhang only brought the sergeant who participated in the beating to Sun Dea, and told Sun that all your bad debts of embezzling public funds and indiscriminate reimbursement are with me. Therefore, Zhu Yuanzhang rescued Guo Zixing, who had been beaten half to death, from the cellar of the Sun family. This incident made Zhu Yuanzhang realize that following these people would have no future. And Guo Zixing hates Zhu Yuanzhang more and more. The reason is very simple: Zhu Yuanzhang is stronger than him. For Guo Zixing, a hot-tempered and intolerant commander, he can't tolerate a person who may replace him by his side. Finally one day, he locked up Zhu Yuanzhang. It is always a good tradition for some people to throw stones into the well. Guo Zixing's son is one of them. He ordered the guards not to bring food to Zhu Yuanzhang, and wanted to starve Zhu Yuanzhang to death. In order to save Zhu Yuanzhang, the kind-hearted girl Ma put the freshly ironed pancakes in her arms and gave them to him when she visited Zhu Yuanzhang in prison. With a wife like this, what more can a husband ask for? After all, Guo Zixing still didn't want to kill Zhu Yuanzhang, so he released him. After experiencing this incident, Zhu Yuanzhang finally made up his mind to break with these short-sighted people. He applied to Guo Zixing to lead troops to the expedition, and Guo Zixing happily agreed. This is the beginning of Zhu Yuanzhang's hegemony. Once it starts, it will not stop. Start here. Zhu Yuanzhang was ordered to lead troops to attack Guo Zixing's hometown, Dingyuan. From this point, it can be seen that his father-in-law had really bad intentions. Dingyuan was heavily guarded at that time. It is estimated that Guo Zixing let him go because he did not want to see Zhu Yuanzhang alive again. However, Zhu Yuanzhang found a gap in the Yuan army, conquered Dingyuan, and then withdrew before the Yuan army returned. After gathering the strong men, Zhu Yuanzhang came to Zhongli, his hometown, where he met 24 people who came to Zhu Yuanzhang's team to find work. The 24 people recruited by manager Zhu Yuanzhang are of high quality. Among them are Zhou Dexing, who has told his fortune, and Su De, who can be called the #1 general in the world. These people also have relatives: 1 spreads 10, 10 spreads 100, all uncles, nephews, and nephews all come, and soon, his army has 700 people. When Zhu Yuanzhang returned to Haozhou again, he had fully understood his future, so he resigned to Guo Zixing. Guo Zixing was very happy that this annoying person could finally go far. Before Zhu Yuanzhang set off, he did another unexpected thing. He reselected 24 people from his 700 people, and then gave the rest to Guizixing. Guizixing was somewhat surprised, but he still accepted it happily. Zhu Yuanzhang's action seems to be defined as a job of selecting civil servants. The ratio is 30-1, there is no written test, the examiner is Zhu Yuanzhang and his vision. He was indeed very accurate in his selection. Just look at the names of these people, Su De, Tang He, and Zhou Dexing. These 24 people later became senior cadres of the Ming Dynasty. At this time, Zhu Yuanzhang was standing in front of the city gate of Haozhou, looking at the 24 people behind him. He knew that if he took this step, he would fight alone, or be defeated and die, or create a hegemony. He looked up at the sky, it was still so dark, it seemed unlucky to make this choice at this time. He remembered that helpless divination. When my parents passed away, when I was doing coolies in the temple, when I looked up at the sky and cried bitterly at night, it was the same sky. Nothing's changed, only me. Nothing can stop me, just start here. Set off.